Good morning everyone. Today we will be reading about chapter 2, that is bricks. Okay. In chapter 1 we have read about stones, what is stones, how the stones have been derived, and what are the qualities of the good building stones, how the stones have been dressed up, and what are the characteristics of the stones and their uses. Okay. Here we will read about chapter 2, that is bricks. You are all acquainted with the bricks. Okay, we will read about these articles: bricks, compositions of good brick art, what are the uses of bricks, and what are the manufacturing of bricks, what are the operations of manufacturing of the bricks. Then next is classification of bricks, next is size and weight of the bricks, qualities of good building bricks, and advantages and disadvantages of bricks. Okay. So you all have been seeing what is brick. You have seen all, and here you can see these are the bricks. You can see here. Okay. Next is introduction of bricks. Okay. You are all acquainted with the bricks. You have been seeing the bricks are used in our construction of buildings and walls and foundations, bridges. You have been seeing all the bricks have been used in our construction site, and it is one of the oldest and first building material. Okay. So we can tell that bricks are one of the oldest and first building materials, and bricks are more commonly used in the construction of buildings than any other materials. Okay. It is used at present as a leading material of construction because of its durability, low cost, strength, reliability, easy availability, etc. Next here comes, what do you mean by bricks? What is bricks? As we know, the artificial material of construction in the form of clay bricks of uniform size of shape are known as bricks. Okay. Next is how the bricks have been obtained, from where the bricks will be obtained. So we can say that bricks are obtained by molding the clay in rectangular blocks of uniform size and by drying and burning these bricks. Okay. After molding the clay in a rectangular blocks, then it is of uniform size and shape, then it is dried, and then the bricks have been burnt. Okay. Then we will know about how we will prepare that clay. After that we will mold it in a rectangular blocks, and we will dry it, and the bricks will be burnt. Okay. So here we will know about what are the compositions of the good brick art. What are the compositions of good brick art means we will know in the brick which chemical constituents it contains. Okay. So first is we will say about silica. Silica means a brick should contain 50 to 60% of silica. Okay. Mainly in brick the silica contains 50 to 60%. Okay. It should Then if the presence of this constituent, if the silica isn't present, then it prevents from cracking, and it prevents from shrinkage, and prevents from bent of the raw bricks. Okay. It also gives the quality of uniform shape to the bricks if silica is present. Okay. If silica is in the excess amount, then it destroys the cohesion between the particles, and the bricks becomes brittle or it breaks easily. Okay. Next is alumina. Alumina means what? A brick should contain 20 to 30% of alumina. In a brick, it mainly contains 20 to 30% of alumina, and it is the main constituent of every kind of clay. Okay. Then in this alumina, this constituent imparts plasticity to the earth, so that it can be molded and make the brick make the brick hard, so it can be molded. If the alumina is present in the brick, then it imparts plasticity to the earth, so that it can be molded in any shape and makes the brick hard. Okay. Next is, if the aluminum is present in the excess amount, then the inadequate quantity of the sand or the raw bricks will be shrink and break during drying and burning, and it becomes too hard. Okay, while burning it becomes too hard. Okay, next is we will be reading about lime. Lime is what? A brick should not exceed 5% of lime. Okay, if it exceeds 5% of lime, then we can say it is not of a good quality. Okay, so in a brick the lime should not exceed 5%, and if it is present, it prevents shrinkage from the raw bricks. And if the excess of lime is present in the brick, then it causes the bricks to melt and hence the shape is lost. Okay. Next is oxide of iron. Oxide of iron means what? In the brick it mainly contains 5 to 6% of oxide of iron in brick. Okay. We can say that a small quantity of oxide of iron of about 5 to 6% is present in the good brick earth. Okay, if it exceeds the 5 to 6%, then we can say that it is not of the good brick earth. Okay, it imparts red color to the bricks. Okay, means it gives red color to the bricks if the oxide of iron is present. If it is of excess amount of iron oxide is present, then the bricks becomes dark blue or blackish in color. Okay. Next is if the quantity of iron oxide is in less amount. Okay, if the iron oxide or oxide of iron is in the less amount, then we can say that the bricks will be yellow in color. Okay. Next is magnesia. Magnesia means in a brick it contains 1% of magnesia. Okay, that is we can say a small quantity of magnesia is present and it contains only 1%. We can say magnesia contains 1% in the brick earth. Okay, if the magnesia is in the excess amount, then it leads to decay of the bricks. Okay, so here it is a composition of good brick earth, or you can say it can be the constituents of the good brick earth. Okay, next we will be reading about uses of the bricks. The bricks have been used now very different purposes, and very in foundations also you are using it, bridges you are using it, buildings we are using it, arc we are using it. You can see the arc, the Taj Mahal, you can see the India Gate, you can see that it is mainly of stones or mediums or some quantity of the bricks, and you can see it is the bricks are used in our roads. The bricks have been broken, and small quantity of the bricks have been used in our roads, drains, tunnels, boundary walls. Okay, and we will read about the classification of bricks in the next slides. Okay, there are many classifications like first clay, second clay. We will read in the next slide. So the bricks have been used as a structural unit. Okay, structural unit means the clay bricks or burnt bricks. I have told you the classification of bricks. We will read in the previous slides. Okay, next slide we will read. Since the clay bricks or burnt bricks are strong, hard and durable, resistive to abrasion and fire, so they are used as a structural material in different structures. Okay, mainly the clay bricks and burnt bricks are used in our structures of material like buildings, bridges, foundations, arc, pavements and footpaths, roads, drains, tunnels and boundary walls. Okay, we are using the clay bricks and burnt bricks because they are too hard and they can be durable and long last for many years. Okay, next is the bricks are used as an aesthetic unit or surface finish. Okay, the bricks are used as an aesthetic unit or a surface finish. So we can say that the bricks of different colors, size and orientations are used to get different surface designs. Okay, bricks I have told you the constituents of the brick. They are of yellow in color, blackish in color, blue in color. Okay, so they have been used. So there are different colors and they are used to get different surface designs, or you can say they are used for our decorative purposes. Okay, next is bricks are used in landscaping as a facing brick and as a fire resistance material. Also we can say that bricks are also used in landscaping as facing brick and as a fire resistant material. Okay, thank you.